They find him. We both get rushed to the emergency room. I'm getting stitched up. They might have to life flight him out of there because it's so bad. And a cop is sitting with me like the whole time. And I'm talking. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I'm very talkative. Oh, by the way, I was very talkative on Xanax and alcohol. Shut up,
Yeah.
Krista. Like, too much.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up squeezing a prescription out of the doctor for tooth pain. I was there for
Okay.
stitches, and I'm about to get up and leave, and they're like, "You're not going anywhere." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You're under arrest." I'm like, "What?" They handcuffed me in the ER. I see my boyfriend like in another ER room. They're not taking it, life flighting him, and I still love him, and he's saying he loves me, and I try to take off in the parking lot with the handcuffs on, and like they stick me in the back of the cop car.
This is Rock Bottom with Ryan. No sugarcoating, no filters. The pain, the chaos, the truth. No bullshit. Just recovery.
Hey everyone, I just want to welcome you to another episode of Rock Bottom with Ryan, and just want to let you know that this episode is once again brought to you by Sober Strong Apparel. Sober Strong Apparel isn't just lifestyle wear, it's battle gear, heavyweight tees, hoodies, and gear for ones who draw a hard line. Clean, sober, no compromise. We rep sobriety like a badge of honor, and every piece you throw on says you're a part of the crew that doesn't back down. And every order fuels recovery with 10% donated to treatment facilities. Because we don't just talk about it, we stand on it. So check out SoberStrongApparel.com. Use code ROCKBOTTOM, all one word, capital letters, for 15% off. That's SoberStrongApparel.com, code ROCKBOTTOM for 15% off. Check it out. A lot of great gear. I love what this company stands for. Really quality apparel, very thick clothing, t-shirts, sweatshirts, good graphic tees, everything. So check it out. A lot of great options. SoberStrongApparel.com, code ROCKBOTTOM. Thank you for all your support. And don't forget, if you're new to listening to this or have been listening, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and Spotify to support the show. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy this episode. All right. Welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom with Ryan and Rachel, here with co-host Rachel Sereni. And we have Sober Barbie Krista here today. How you doing, Krista?
Great. I'm really happy to be here. I love what you guys are doing, and I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Thank
We've
you.
been looking forward to this and getting to know you and your story. And we know that you recover out loud, and this is a recovery podcast, so we're in the perfect scenario right now. So
Yes.
what's your sober date and drink of choice and where you're from? All the basic stuff.
My sober day is August 6th, 2015. I'm
Okay.
a grateful recovering alcoholic. I drank everything. I was a bartender, so I didn't really discriminate. And I'm from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.
Okay, South
Okay.
Carolina. Awesome. So, do you want to tell us like a little bit about what life was like before using? Like, what was childhood like growing up? What was your family dynamic like before using?
Yeah. I come from a great family. My parents are still married. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I grew up in the church. I excelled in all the sports. My dad coached every team. I had that Leave It to Beaver, looking in that Leave It to Beaver family growing up. But I always had that feeling of like not fitting in. I always wanted to be like the cool girls in school. I felt like I was always missing something, but I am from a resort party island. Like, drinking was like what you did. There wasn't much to do for kids. I mean, we had the beach, but you go drink on the beach. So
Yeah.
partying and stuff was kind of like everyone did it, and it really did something different to me.
Were your
So
parents very big
Uh-huh.
drinkers? Like, were you around it in the household very much?
no, they were they were social drinkers, or if we did like family functions, but they didn't drink at all. Like, I wasn't around it. I was like in this little bubble, and my parents were young, like in their early 20s when they had me, but they kept having kids. Like, there was so many. I'm the oldest of 5. So I was 14 years old when my baby brother was born. So I think somewhere in the mix, I was just looking for something more. I don't know, I felt maybe a little
Yeah.
left out as the more the kids started coming and, like, looking in my friend groups, and I was not hanging around the right people, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I could relate to that. And so you kind of felt left out because now your parents' attention is on your younger siblings and here you are a teenager. Tell us about the first time you had a drink, if you don't mind.
And I'm a millennial as well, and I feel like our age group kinda got away with a lot more because
Mhm.
our parents really didn't know what was going on out there, you know? We could get away with a lot.
Right.
My first drink was 14 years old. So, like I said, I'm from Hilton Head Island and they host a big PGA golf tournament. It's actually in 2 weeks. It's always the week after the Masters, and that's spring break week for us as well. And it's a big drinking holiday, and hundreds of thousands of people come to this 12-mile island for this golf tournament, lots of money. And that was the thing to do is go down there and drink. And I was actually attending a Christian school and my friends and I went down there, and at the time, South Carolina had mini bottles. They didn't have the big bottles. It was like a law. And someone snuck us down little mini Crown Royal bottles, and we took it back to my friend's house. And I remember feeling like, okay, this is cool. And I know we acted a little more drunk just to like, because we didn't know. And
Sure.
that was like the kickoff. And then every weekend after that, we looked for the places that had alcohol, the parties. And high school was wild, wild.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What was your first drinking experience like? Like, was it an immediate
Uh-huh.
attachment or was it just kind of gradual?
I think it was gradual. Like, I didn't really start getting like, it was because that was ninth grade. When I got to 10th grade and I switched to the public school, I started hanging out with people who did more than just drinking, and,
Uh-huh.
it went to the more extreme, and the people I was hanging out with, they really wanted to take things to the next level, and I just wanted to be like them. So
Yeah,
I
Uh-huh.
just
it's
tried to
crazy
keep
when
up.
I went from private schools from like 4th to 7th grade and then a lot of people came from like these, good families. They still had their sets of issues and stuff. Like, I mean, everybody has their good and bad qualities, but when I went to public schools for the end of middle school and high school, it was like a whole different, whole
Thanks,
different
Yeah.
like
guys.
the
I
background and
only
people
went
were
to public.
was like I didn't even know I
I only
haven't seen
went
a
to
line of
public.
cocaine before.
Right? What's that?
Yeah.
Let me
Oh,
try.
yeah.
So
Well,
going
I
to
have a
public
question
schools and
though.
stuff. Sorry, you first,
Yeah,
Rachel.
going to public schools influenced you a little more to try harder things? Like what? When you said the next level, like what? What do you mean by that?
Like, definitely weed. That was like just
Okay.
everyone did that, and
Right.
pills, it was Xanax and ecstasy. Ecstasy was big, and
Yeah.
a lot of them did coke, and I remember them going like, "Krista, you can't handle coke." And I was like, "Alright, Imma be the one friend that doesn't do it." And then one day, I did it, and it was, like,
Right.
on after. But really,
Yeah.
Xanax was, like, a big part of my drinking. Like, I couldn't take it without drinking, and then I was everything I was not. I was a liar, a cheater, a thief, and I never did any of that without any of that, and blackouts. So,
Yeah.
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 Xanax is Rachel and I both had our experience, taking Xanax and drinking and both know
Yeah.
that it would make us black out pretty often. I mean, I would rely on it for so many different reasons after a while. Like I'd take it in the morning to cure the hangover and the anxiety,
Right.
but then like the day
Yes.
would go by and it's time to go out again and I'd be like, I'm gonna pop another one before I pre-funk and the next thing you know, it's like I don't even remember going out.
Did
And then
you
I'm
go
like,
out?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I blacked out. I'm so sorry. I'm not even bragging. I was the blackout queen. Like, I really was. I blacked out daily, though, for years on end. So I could relate to the Xanax and the alcohol. It was really bad for me.
Yeah. Xanax.
Very violent.
You guys will get along well.
I beat up a lot of boyfriends, a lot, and I got a
Yeah,
lot of criminal domestic violence charges. So,
Wow.
that's
We'll have
okay.
to hear more about that then.
Let's
Yeah, so I know Rachel said that made her violent too. I thought Xanax was supposed to like calm us down, but apparently it's
not with
just
alcohol.
mix it with
I know I was
alcohol,
gonna
it's a different story. I got
It
into a
will
few
chill
fights
you
here and
out.
there, but yeah.
And I think it
No,
does it affects men maybe a little different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
possibly. I have a
Yep.
question though. When you first took let's you mix it with alcohol, but as I could relate to Xanax, what was that feeling when you first took it that you went through? Because I know you said that you felt alone and you were like kind of lonely, right?
Yeah, I felt wonderful. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it felt great. Like, I felt like flutters throughout my whole body. I felt so relaxed, and then I was ready to do stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it it got it it got extreme quick, and I couldn't take that much of it because it would really I was very good at, like, kind of balancing, like, a little piece here, a little piece there, but then it would just at the end of the night, it didn't even matter because I thought I could drink more on it as well, and I was like the life of the party. I just felt like everyone felt like I felt. I even remember thinking my dog was, like, on my level.
Be
Feel
like,
that?
yeah, he's here to party too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being messed up and thinking my animals were a part of the party too. And I was just like
Yeah.
having full conversations with them. I'm like, all
I
right,
felt like
maybe I'm
everyone
taking
felt
it too
like
far.
me.
I forgot to add that I would always have cocaine in the mix too. So I don't know how those three as a combo, I would black out pretty easily. And everybody would say, oh, you were
Yeah.
just so putting your arm around everybody, like including like, yeah, just like people you didn't even know and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't want to be that guy, but developed a reputation for being
I
overly
didn't want to be
huggy and
that
stuff.
guy.
I don't want to be that person, because I used to like, look at those people and be like, I don't want to be trashed like that, but that was me apparently. So like, as you progressed into like through high school and stuff, did you get through high school like with good grades and all that with the drinking and stuff and played
Yeah,
sports and
I always made sure I did what my parents, like, wanted and expected of me. I actually graduated high school a semester early, but I did get my first arrest my senior year of high school for minor in possession of alcohol. So that was usually they write you a ticket. They took me. They took me. But my parents just bonded me. I don't even think I had a bond, but they got me out. And I mean, I might have been grounded. My car was probably taken away for a weekend. Like, they didn't realize they were enabling me, but they kinda were. They just didn't know. They just wanted to make me happy and also make sure I'm, like, learning my lesson. And then I went straight to college, University of South Carolina. They opened a brand new campus by my house, and I'm like, "I'm gonna live home and be able to go to the beach. Why go off to school? I live on the beach." And plus, my baby brothers were so young, and I was just like, "I don't wanna miss out," even though I was missing out chunks of their life while partying, but
Yeah.
I was still, like, there, and, I stayed home, and I was always in food and beverage. When I was 15, I got a job as a hostess and led to serving, and then the day I turned 21, they're like, "You wanna bartend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, on an island? Like, let's do this." And my junior year of college, I dropped out to bartend full time because I just wasn't in it, and I was going to school for hospitality and travel and tourism, and I realized I just maybe that's not what I wanna do, but I wanna do it right now, So I was
Mhm.
making money, and I was able to I never really got fired from a job because a lot of these jobs I couldn't drink at, but after work is when things would get a little hairy.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, working in the service industry and bartending and stuff like that, it's really hard to avoid drinking. Did you drink much like on the job, on the clock? Or
Mhm.
Some jobs I was able to, and then, like, sometimes I'd be rolling on
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
while on the
ecstasy.
job,
Yeah.
or I remember right before I started counting my money at the end, I'd pop my Xanax and, like, prep for after, I wanted that buzz,
Yeah.
that real good buzz before I walked out the door.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I walk
man.
out with
I
with
remember.
my shifty, you know?
Mhm.
Yep.
So, ready to go. I didn't wanna waste any time. It's already 11 o'clock midnight. The bars close at
Right.
2. I need to get out there. So,
Yep.
It's strategic and it's planned.
Yeah.
yeah, for real.
And when did you start noticing it was becoming an issue for you? Were you getting in more trouble and going to jail more?
I've been arrested over 12 times,
Mhm.
and they were all alcohol induced except one. I got a driving under suspension, um, and that wasn't alcohol or anything, but I didn't think I had a problem. Everyone tried to tell me, and I'm like, "No, I'm just like you. Like, I don't have a problem. People go to jail. Like, what? Whoops, I got one DUI on Cinco de Mayo. It was Cinco de Mayo. Like, and I mean, I didn't think I had a problem. And then, like, I wasn't ever really punished for these, or and it was until my last arrest was the last day I was drunk ever.
Wow.
So that was my wake up call. I was facing 20 years in prison.
Mm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And do
What
you
were
mind?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Do
I
you
was
mind elaborating? Well, first and foremost, I was curious, like, what was dating and relationships like throughout this entire phase before quitting drinking? Like, sounds like some of the relationships were toxic. Like, how do you think alcohol played a role in that? And like, what were some of the things that took place when you got arrested?
So I was usually always in like long-term relationships, and I was always in long-term relationships, and I was usually very well behaved when I was in these relationships, but we would drink, and the guys I'd be with, they'd be like, "All right." I'd get to a point where they're like, "No more liquor for you." So we go out to the bar, and I'd be drinking beer, and then I'd be begging for a shot. Like, "Please, let's just take one." And I would turn into a few, and then the night would end up a little crazy, and I like for because I'd be in these relationships for 3+ years at a time, and they were fine the first two, and then I don't know, I was just getting away with more and more and more and more, and then I started getting mean, like mean in these blackouts or drinking, and I really never took Xanax when I was in these relationships because we all know, they know, we know what was gonna happen. So I just stuck with drinking and smoking and nothing real crazy, and it was usually the arrests that would come from me fighting them at the end. That was, like, the breakup points. So, like, that was the end
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And when you went to jail for the last time you drank, tell us about that if you don't mind.
So, I was actually asked by a friend to go to an AA meeting. I had never been. Never been. I didn't know anyone sober. I didn't know anyone that went to these meetings. And they were court ordered to go, and they said, "Please, we'll give you Xanax bar if you come." So,
Holy
I
shit.
said, "Okay."
Okay.
Sure. And, my new boyfriend was at home mowing the lawn, and my friend walked in, handed him one, and gave me one. And I got in the car with them, and I was like, "Wait, we can't go to this meeting with the Xanax without Mike's Hard Lemonade." So we stopped and got that and drink it on the way. It started kicking in. And I walk in the meeting and see an ex-boyfriend. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not sitting in here for an hour." So I went and sat in the
Shit.
car and waited for her. And I started, like I said, Xanax would make me lie, cheat, and steal. It just did. I don't know. And I'm texting my like first love. And he's telling me about his new girlfriend, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed. My new boyfriend's at home, and I'm, like, worried about my first like, this guy from years and years ago, he's got a new girlfriend, he's, like, rubbing it in my face, and I was mad. So,
Yeah.
I end up going home, and I'm still talking to the dude, and my boyfriend sees that, and he takes my phone, and he breaks it, and I just see red, and I go grab a golf club,
Shit.
and I apparently break it over my knee and stab him in the wrist, and I hit an artery, and there's so much blood. So much. And apparently it sprayed all over. I was covered in his blood. And then he broke a Corona bottle and stabbed me, and my arm is like open. And this is like 6 p.m. And I run next door to the neighbor's house who had little kids running around. I'm like, "Call 911." I'm like covered, like Carrie, like covered in blood. And so
Wow.
she calls 911, and my boyfriend takes off and hides because usually the guy goes to jail. He was scared he
Yeah.
was going to jail. So they come, put me in an ambulance. Somehow my family's there. They call my family. They're all up there. My sister's begging me, "I want to take you to rehab. Let me drive you to the hospital. I'll take you to rehab." I'm like, "No, go to rehab." So we both get rushed. They find him. We both get rushed to the emergency room. I'm getting stitched up. They might have to life flight him out of there because it's so bad. And a cop is sitting with me like the whole time. and I'm talking. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I'm very talkative. Oh, by the way, I was very talkative on Xanax and alcohol. Shut up,
Yeah.
Krista, like, too much.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up squeezing a prescription out of the doctor for tooth pain. I was there for
Okay.
stitches, and I'm about to get up and leave, and they're like, "You're not going anywhere." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You're under arrest." I'm like, "What?" They handcuffed me in the ER. I see my boyfriend, like, in another ER room. They're not taking it, like, fighting him, and I still love him, and he's saying he loves me, and I try to take off in the parking lot with the handcuffs on, and, like, they stick me in the
Yeah.
back of the cop car. I'm, like, trying to get out of it. I'm like, "I know who robbed that bank." Like, it was just crazy. It was and I get to the jail, which is an hour away, and the next morning, I wake up, I'm still covered in blood. I still feel the Xanax 'cause if you took enough, you would feel that the next day. I still felt out of it, and they're like, "Your bond's 25 grand." My bond's never been that high, ever, ever, and I'm like, "Oh, my parents are not getting me out. No way." So and also every time I'd been to jail, besides one other time, I got, like, right out. They put you in the orange, and then the next day you get out. But if you're staying, they change your color. They hand me the green, and I'm like, "Great, I'm
Wow.
here." And my cellmate, ended up taking someone's life in a DUI, and she had been in there a year already. She was a great girl, though. She took me under her wing. I was in there with some sketchy, sketchy, sketchy people. And apparently, I
Mm.
got criminal domestic violence at a high and aggravated nature, and apparently that's one under attempted murder. And I was upstairs
Jeez.
with all the violent people, and it was not my first felony. So
Wow.
I had that going, and my mom wouldn't talk to me. It was very lonely. I cried a lot. That's where my name Barbie, Sober Barbie, Barbie came into play because I either cried or laughed a lot, and I always had like crimped hair from cornrows, so I was Barbie. They called me Barbie, and it just stuck. So
Crazy.
Hey, so sober Barbie. And how long were you in? How?
So I had my grandma's best friend came in. He was head of the public defender's office. I'd never met him. And he's like, comes and sits down with me and a little lawyer visit. And he's like, Krista, your charges look like you have a problem. Like they're alcohol and drug induced. You seriously, you're facing 20 years if you don't do something about this. And I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, go get help, go to rehab. And I'm like, all right. So I made that decision right then and there. I'm like, I can't go back to this. This is just a cycle that just it keeps happening. It keeps happening. And then I literally almost took his life. Like that's a big
Yeah.
Yeah.
deal. So
Mm-hmm.
my mom, after a week in there, my mom finally answered and she said, all right, here's the deal. I'll sell your brand new car. I'll sell all your stuff. I'll help you get to rehab, but you have to sit in there for 30 days and like detox your body. And so the countdown was on, and it was 30 days to the day that they sold all my stuff, bonded me out, and I went straight to treatment 3 hours away. And because there's no rehab where I live, there wasn't then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How did your ex-boyfriend recover? Like, was the recovery process, and did he keep in touch with you?
He kept in touch and came to visit me. I don't think he was allowed to, but he still got in. And apparently, he had a really big drug addiction. And I had no idea about that because I was just this naive girl that just popped pills and like did the classy stuff and drank. And I didn't know anything about heroin. I didn't know anything about needles. I didn't know anything about anything. And apparently, he was a heroin addict. And sad story. Well, we ended up I got sober and then in rehab, he decided he needed help and he ended up going to treatment and he got sober and we came out and was together. And then he was in construction and he was a roofer and I was 2 years sober and he ended up falling off a roof and rupturing his spleen and went in for emergency surgery and his heart stopped for over an hour and he ended up passing away. He was on life support for 3 days and I held his hand for his last breath. He beat addiction, but a roof took his life. So
That's
that
crazy.
he's such a big part of why I'm recovering out loud and like I want to keep his legacy alive and like he's such a
Yeah.
big part. He didn't give up on me. I almost took his life. And he stuck
Yeah.
by my side. He believed in me. And then he went and he was on fire in his recovery. And his name was Brian. And He's such an angel to me, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And I know my plan is bigger because of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It's crazy.
Yes, my condolences about that. That must have been extremely
Yeah, me
hard.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grief started my addiction personally. So yeah. And now it's why I recover out loud too. We got to recover out loud to help other people.
Absolutely. And going through that in my early recovery days, like I'm still shocked I didn't drink or do go back out. And I think I buried it for a long time because I was scared to relapse.
Yeah.
And I definitely white knuckled a big chunk of my recovery, I think. And I've just recently really been working through it and healing through it. So
How long were you in treatment altogether?
5 months. So I went home 6 months sober completely with that 30 days of jail. And then I went to rehab 30 days sober, which was rare. A
Wow.
lot of these people came in really intoxicated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same. Yeah, crazy. So, how long was your yeah, may he rest in peace, but how long was he sober before he passed?
About a year. A
That's
year.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I'm sorry for your loss. That's tough.
Thank you.
And then early on sobriety, getting out after like 5, 6 months of sobriety, did you stick to like some kind of program and like go to meetings and stuff after that, and like any kind of near slip ups or relapses after that for a while?
So I'm rare. I want to knock on wood. I'm a one chip wonder. I tried to quit one time and it's in rehab. They said, do everything we say and you'll never be back here. And they did not lie. We did the Big Blue Book AA in rehab. It was almost like boot camp, but I loved it. I loved learning about the steps. And I'm like, what? I thought they were gatekeeping. I'm like, why is the whole world not? We don't have to have an alcohol problem to be better people. Like,
Yeah.
this is a great way of life. Like, it's just, it's simple. It really is. So, I did go to meetings when I got out. I was in AA for a long time. It is the foundation to my recovery. And, but after Brian passed, I wasn't really going to too many meetings, but I was still recovering super loud on social media. Social media has been Facebook was the first of it.
Yeah.
So that was like a big thing. Cause when I came home, I was 6 months sober and people were proud of me and I was proud of myself. And I wanted to tell everyone, like, you don't have to live like this. And cause like I said, I didn't know anyone sober
Yeah.
here where I'm from. So I was like a
Mm-hmm.
first and I wanted to tell everyone about it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly. And you're part of the Sober Girl group chat, right?
I'm not,
You're not
but
part of it. You know
no,
them.
Brittany Jade, who's in it, she was recovering out loud during COVID. And my husband was going through a relapse during COVID and I was a new mom. And it I made a TikTok going, someone please pray for y'all pray for my husband. I'm losing him to addiction. And it went super viral overnight. I woke up the
Wow.
next morning, I had 20,000 followers and I'm like, what? And then he ended up getting sober. So I was like, all right, now I have a platform. Let me do something. And I just watching all these early content, recovery content creators sharing loud on
Yeah.
TikTok. I started doing it and my account, I started going viral quick. And Brittany Jade had like, I think she had under 100,000 followers when I found her and we became friends. And I've watched all those girls, man, they were such a big
Yeah.
inspiration to me with my voice. And then I started
Yeah.
jumping to different platforms and Facebook, I'm almost to 200,000 followers, just sharing my
I
TikToks. But
saw.
TikTok is my heart. I love TikTok. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
So
mean, I love all those girls too. We had Brittany and Amanda on already.
Yeah. I love them. I was telling Ryan earlier, we host a live podcast on Wednesdays and we started with Amanda and then we had the girls group chat a few weeks ago and that was so fun. Maybe
I
they will let
saw.
me in their chat. Maybe they will.
Maybe.
Maybe I can get in it when Brittany's on maternity leave. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
That's
No,
a
I mean,
cool girls group to be part of.
yes, it
well, I just
is. And Rachel is one of my biggest inspirations. She actually helped me get sober with her content. Then I saw she's in recovery. Ironically speaking, it's her 8 years today.
Wow. Yay,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Rachel. I love
not me.
that.
My name's Rachel. I'm going on my 2 years, but she's 8 years today, and she's one of my biggest inspirations, and yeah, I would love to just tell
Yeah.
her that one day personally.
I saw a post she had the other day, that was really emotional, like who would have thought this girl would be, about to hit the depths of addiction, and now she's 8 years sober, but you saw that
Yeah.
picture of her where she just looked, it's like a video or something where she just
Yeah.
looks like hell. And now she's thriving and what people look up to. And I
Yeah,
feel like both.
even the people who aren't in recovery, like my sister loves
Yeah.
her, and it's kinda helped
Yeah.
She's
bridge
so
the
funny.
us
Yeah.
together, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It
Positive
shows a lot about
affirmations.
yeah. Shows a lot
Yeah.
about the recovery community, how we can appeal to people that aren't even in recovery. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it also
Yeah.
probably helps a lot of people that are sober curious or didn't even think they had a problem, and they start to watch people enjoying life without alcohol at all, and they're like, hey, maybe I should just quit altogether. So I've heard of that
Yeah.
happening too.
Absolutely. That's why I feel like I post so like I just feel it like I kind of wish I saw my videos or more videos scrolling on Facebook. I never saw any of that. None of
Yeah.
that. I mean, remember Celebrity Rehab on VH1
Yeah.
20 years ago? Like that was
Yes.
it. That's
That
all.
was the closest thing you had. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I you never know. People pray for signs as they're scrolling. Like, let me see a sign that I need to. And then I go live at. I do my lives every morning on TikTok, but then I go solo at night, and people come in and they're like, I'm so grateful I saw you. You're like my sign. I needed to see it. I'm like, come
Wow.
to our community. So we built a community in the mornings, and I'm like, come here, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. I was just about to say, what is your daily life like now in sobriety?
So I'm kind of a newer mom. My oldest is 6, so I became a mom right before COVID. So that was
Mhm.
just wild because he was 6 months old and then COVID hit, and you're kind of stuck at home with this new baby, and social media was like a big thing. So I do tons on social media, and TikTok, and in the mornings I host a 2-hour live, and we get like 1,000 people filter through, and I open boxes. It's kind of like it's not a meeting, but it's like a fellowship meeting. Like we rotate the boxes, we talk about a topic. I work for Never Alone Recovery out of the Chicago area, and they have a 24-hour hotline that helps just offer support or meetings or someone just to talk to. And I answer that hotline, and we do a lot. Like we're starting a podcast. We do the live podcast on Wednesdays. We do a lot of
Cool.
content, but I do my own solo thing too. I'm happily married to a man in recovery too, and he'll be 17 months sober tomorrow. So,
Awesome.
he's big on recovering out loud as well, and just
Good for
wherever
him.
our
That's great.
story can help, and we just try to wherever we feel fit and needed. And I do a lot in my community. I will be opening a men's sober living home, hopefully by
Oh
summer.
yeah.
I just got
Sweet.
word I got the house, so I'm in a faith-centered recovery group right now. 2 years ago, I switched to 12 Steps with Jesus, and I'm very proud of it, and it changed my life. And my husband, as soon after he relapsed, he did his 12 steps through it too, and it literally saved our marriage. It just made us better people. A year ago today, I was baptized, so that's kinda cool on this day.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. I do a lot, like I said, in my community because there's so much partying. There's so much illicit fentanyl in the streets. No one's talking about it. We have all this tourism here. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want rehabs here because it's going to affect the tourism. So much money comes in here, and it's a big golf, tennis, beach community. And so I go to get my public comment at these town hall meetings all over in all the towns around me, and you get 3 minutes, and anyone has really the right to these 3 some places are 2 minutes, but 3 minutes. You can go say whatever you want, and I go talk about the problems and tell them the statistics, like the leading number cause of death from ages 18 to 45 is overdose. We need Narcan, we need a rehab, we need sober living, and I'll go take my little tripod and I'll film it, post it. What's cool, what I just did today, I just got home from. So the man that arrested me in that ER is running for sheriff. And I saw him at a county council meeting a few weeks ago. I went in to try to get, they're trying to get this overdose tracker between counties to help spread the information of people or even
Yes.
mental health. And I went and gave a public comment, and the guy running for sheriff announced his running in his public comment. And so I stayed after and talked to him, and I was like, I just want you to know, like, you made such an impact on me, because he was so compassionate. He sat there with, he didn't judge me. He didn't make me hate the police. And he made a big impact. And now that he's running for sheriff, I was like, whatever you need. So I just went and met him and did a 30-second clip with his media guy. And I got to tell a little of my story and tell people that they can use their voice and people will hear you. And
Wow.
Yes.
it's just, you don't know what you don't know, and that you can complain on Facebook all you want. Nobody's going to hear you. Go to an elected official. Say something. I'm friends with the Attorney General of South Carolina. Like, anywhere I see someone talking about addiction or recovery, I'm in their inbox.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What are you going to say? No. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
worth.
So I'm just
Yep.
rocking and rolling, and I'm a stay-at-home
Good.
mom with the kids, and I'm able to do all my content and stuff. And my husband is a pressure washer,
Same.
and he's a blue-collar man, works really hard, and yeah.
Good.
And we live
And
on the water. We have dogs.
how far
It's
in
awesome.
recovery was he when you guys met?
I thought he was sober, but I guess he wasn't. We went to high school together. We actually went to
Okay.
high school together, and I used to date his best friend.
So
In high
reconnected,
Okay.
school.
sort of. Yeah.
I didn't know. He knew I was very sober. Like, he knew I was very loud and stuff. It just wasn't that, like, important. And I found out quickly within a few weeks that he had a problem, but he wanted help. And watching him be dope sick and go through withdrawals, and him wanting to get sober and just didn't know what to do, like, it was the most heartbreaking thing. Like, and I didn't know Google really wasn't that helpful. I was like, I remember buying box fans, bringing him Gatorade, trying every little thing to, like, comfort him.
Yeah.
And then we found out about MAT, medical assisted treatment. I didn't even know that was a thing. I literally thought you could only get sober through AA, because I was so close minded. That's all I knew. It worked. And I watched
Same.
these
Yeah.
girls I watched these 90-pound girls kick heroin with a Benadryl. I'm like, why can't you? Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
And MATs like saved his life. And he had a couple slips here and there. It was quite a journey. But
Yeah.
this last time, Jesus was the answer this last time.
That's
But he
great.
is still on medical assisted treatment, but he's working a program this time. And
That's
there
good.
is like an end goal.
Is that
Yeah.
what inspired you to want to open a sober living for men?
It's a good
Well,
question.
the recovery program I work is it's called Recovery Alive. It's based out of North Carolina, and it's stemmed off kind of Celebrate Recovery, but it's got a lot of AA in it and NA and all the best parts of recovery and the Bible in it. And they started recovery homes, and I'm a national ambassador for them because I love them so much, and I'm loud and proud. So I'm out here talking about them all the time, and they have the opportunity to help me open a sober living in my area. And I thought the money was going to come first, but the house came first. And it's through a church, and they're open to letting me do it. And my husband's best friend struggled over the summer really bad. He went to prison, and my goal was to open it then. And it just didn't work out. God's timing was not ready yet.
Mhm.
And he ended up getting out and not doing so well, but he's now back in treatment. I think he's 2 months sober. So the goal is, like, it should be open by the time he's home. And it was really for my husband's best friend who helped me when his relapse lasted 2 weeks, and I was scared, lost. I mean, you don't know if they're going to come
Yeah.
home off fentanyl. Like, it's so scary. And his best friend was like my rock, helping me, trying to lure him back. It was like fishing for him, trying to get
Yeah.
him back, talk some sense into it. And then my husband got sober, and then his friend kind of went back the other
Oh,
way. So it's kind of them helping, and it was just supposed to
Yeah.
be a men's house. And then the women's home will come after that.
cool.
One
But
day.
Awesome.
yeah,
You're doing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you
yeah,
are.
I do have a lot.
You are busy. Yeah.
I'm trying to balance it. That's what
That's
recovery
It's
is
good.
about,
super
balance.
inspiring.
Yeah.
No, it's very
Yeah, it
inspiring. I
is.
want to do stuff like that eventually one day. So keep doing it.
Same.
Yeah.
And so you said that you're so you have a 6-year-old. What's it like being a mom in recovery for you?
It's amazing. I have a 6 and a 4-year-old, and they've never seen me
Okay.
drunk, ever.
Great.
And
True.
I also have a 16-year-old niece and a 9-year-old niece. So the 16-year-old, I used to watch her when she was my son's age, and I'd have my big bottle of wine just sitting in the backyard, and, like,
Yeah.
I don't think she really remembers, but, I was wild. But my niece and my kids have never seen me drunk, and it's really cool because I instill the 12 steps in my kids. Like, I don't force them to say sorry. Because when you make an amends, they don't want you saying the words, "I'm sorry." They want you to say what you did wrong and how you're gonna make it better. They do that. They will go say sorry, but they try to make it right if they're fighting or something, and, like,
Yeah.
it's really cool, and they know that we help people. Just the level of compassion that I see in my children, and they're such good kids. They're really good kids. They can be a little sassy, but, they're really good, and then they didn't really I kept them sheltered from when my husband had relapsed before, like, I kept them out of it. I made him leave. I set boundaries, like, "You can't be here," and, I really think that helped a lot. It wasn't tough love, but it was boundaries.
Yeah.
Um I also did have to practice harm reduction with him too, because I had to, like, stand around a corner while he used one last time before he went to detox, or he was gonna go. I had to call the cops on him, like,
Yeah.
it was a lot, but, they didn't really see I was able to, like, keep them out of it, and they were young enough, and kids are resilient. They really, really are, and
Yeah.
we have custody of my 15-year-old stepdaughter now, and it's because of his sobriety, and she looks up to him so much, and she knows. I think our stories have, like, kept her a good girl. So,
Yeah. I
that's
get
why
that.
it's the kids. That's why I do this. It's the kids. It's the little 14-year-old Kristas that I want to hear my story, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. I have a 13-year-old son, and unfortunately, he saw me up until he was 10 as a drunk. But now, as a teenager, I'm more present. I have a lot of shame and guilt about that still. It's gotten better now that I'm going on my 2 years, but in the beginning, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I
Yeah.
used to beat myself up so bad.
But there's a
Was
silver lining in all this. I mean, you know more about what's out there to, like, you got real life stories to tell these kids, and I think we can help them change the world,
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
past and what we've been through.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
In your 10 years of, 10 years, you're going on 11 years now of sobriety. Like, was there ever like a moment? I mean, I'm sure helping your husband through a relapse was really tough, but ever any moments where you thought about came close to going back to drinking or anything where you had to stop yourself?
I never got close to it, but thoughts have crossed my mind. I mean, I was in it for so long, it's almost out of habit, or like, what if? What if? I mean, I bartended sober. Oh, I left that part. I do not recommend that for anyone in early recovery. But I bartended for the first 4 years in my recovery. I came home from rehab and I worked for a restaurant of an owner who was sober. So he took me under his wing. It was like farm to table, fresh, like really good restaurant. And he taught me how to do mocktails. And like I was around my drink of choice a lot, a lot. But I knew I didn't want to go through all that again. I literally no, because usually it led to an arrest. And then you don't know if you're getting out. That's scary. Like being trapped in there. Like
Replayed the tapes.
suffocation. And then I was proud. Like, I think me being proud of myself and like stacking the months on and just, it was just a big accomplishment for me. And I didn't want to like fall back. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is kind of who I am now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. Like, if I was going to commit to treatment and be there for 45 days, I just told myself, I don't want to be the guy that has to go back 4 or 5 times. Like, if I'm committing to this and it's like a $50,000 stay, like I'm
Yeah,
staying sober.
it's not cheap.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
cheap, I swear.
exactly.
at
I
all.
like so.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I felt finally worthy, you
Yeah.
know? And I was
Exactly.
finally comfortable in my own skin and like, and just people were very impressed when they were like, wow, you don't drink?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mind
Exactly.
blown. You don't drink?
Yep.
But it's just
People are proud of you for, being sober. It's nothing to be ashamed of anymore, So
yeah, and that's what I wanna tell other people because a lot of there
exactly.
is a stigma to the
Yeah.
recovery too, as well. There's a stigma to the solution, and
I
I
know.
wanna break all the stigmas.
I know, and I was thinking
Yeah.
recently, like somebody brought up to me, like when you go out to dinner with people, and you say, "I don't feel like ordering dessert," or I'm not going to order a salad with my dinner." But nobody complains. But if you say, "I'm not going to order a drink," people look at you funny, and I'm like, I hope that it
Yeah.
becomes as easygoing where it's nobody looks at you funny when it comes to ordering stuff, and just take away that stigma.
And I'm good at
Yeah.
making a joke about it, like, "No, I'm allergic. I break out handcuffs.
Yeah, that's a
That's
Sorry,
a
perfect
good
way to
one.
put it.
allergy." Put that on
Yeah,
the ticket.
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, all my arrests were alcohol related.
Yeah.
Me too. Good times.
Yep.
Good times.
Look at us felons.
Yeah, bunch of
Not a
criminals in this
felon,
room.
not a felon, but I was fucking ridiculous. If you could speak to anybody who is sober curious or watching your episode and in early recovery, what advice would you give to them?
Take the suggestions offered. When someone's trying to give you flat out advice, you have every right not to take it. But the suggestions are where it's at. And give it a try. I mean, what's gonna hurt? And waking up hangover free is definitely worth it. And my health is better and I'm sharp. I still have a little memory lost from a lot of the stuff, but I am sharp and it's definitely worth it. And your mistakes don't define you at all. They
Huh?
actually you're not being punished by having a horrible life. There's somebody that is gonna need to hear this one day, and you could
Yeah.
be the, like, stepping stone to their, like, better life, you know?
Yeah,
So true. Yep. Being
exactly.
present is everything, and waking up without hangovers, oh my gosh, it's like I don't take it for granted, honestly, just waking up and being able to start my day without dreading things. It's like I
Oh,
look
yeah.
forward to the
Yeah.
day now.
You wake up, you're
Yeah.
already 120%, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wake up
Yep.
and go to the gym every day at 5:30 in the morning, and I would have never done that ever when I
I'm
was
not doing
using.
all that.
So, yeah, I wake up
But
and
good
I'm
for
like,
you.
well, well, it's crazy. I found out though, and I say this often, I personally found out about ADHD personally in sobriety. So that's probably why I'm an Energizer bunny when I first wake up. So it's
Yep.
beneficial. It's
Yep.
Yeah,
beneficial.
get it.
Yep.
I think we all have a
Yep.
little of that in us.
Yep.
A lot of it.
So many people we interview have ADHD, and I guess it goes hand in hand with alcoholism and
Yeah.
addictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got court ordered to see a life coach once, and I picked a ADHD one, and she kinda taught me how to, like, embrace it, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Use
what
it to
I
your
try to
advantage.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good. That's the thing in recovery. We try to channel all of the stuff that could be considered negative into positive stuff now. So,
Yeah, I'm a half glass or half full kinda half full glass kinda girl, like, I have to focus on the positive, even if it's, like, that's the tiny silver lining, but it changes everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. I have to remain positive, and I that's how I am with other people too. I'm like, "But at least you didn't do this," or,
Yeah.
I'm a positive girl. So,
That's
But
good.
that's good.
That's
That's
good.
how you get all of your visions accomplished that you're doing and helping so many people because you're positive and you see the silver
yeah.
lining.
Yeah, and when things don't go my way, like, truly believe God is protecting me. It's God's will, and I can't run the show anymore. Krista's way never worked out. So, I try to just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Well, we appreciate you being on. Would you like to share your social media so people can look you up some of our listeners would probably want to see what you post and all that?
Sure. I'm Sober Barbie on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I'm the Sober Barbie, and on Instagram, I'm Sober Barbie K. And
Awesome.
you can find me on everywhere. You'll see me. Yeah. And
All
thank
right.
you so much for having me. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
you
you
for
too.
being on.
We really
Love it.
appreciate you being on and being so honest and vulnerable about some tough things that you talked about. And we appreciate it. We're so happy with what you're doing for the recovery community, like social media and beyond. You're doing it all. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. Hey, guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Rachel, do you have any other questions?
No, thank you again for being on. Thank you for having me. You can have me back at any time. I'll be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Rock Bottom with Ryan. No bullshit, just recovery.